Snakes, backyard wildlife. Snakes are animals with long bodies. They come in many sizes. Snakes have scales on their skin. Snakes shed their skin as they grow. Snakes come in different colors. Most have stripes, spots, or other patterns on their scales. Some snakes live near water. They swim very well. Some snakes live on land. They live in forests, prairies, deserts, and cities. Snakes slither when they move. Their bodies curve back and forth to move forward. A snake smells with its tongue. This helps it hunt frogs, lizards, mice, insects, and other snakes. Most snakes do not chew their food. They swallow animals whole. Snakes open their jaws wide. They can eat animals twice their size. Slithering Snakes by Canaway. Pet snakes come in many sizes. They can be many colors too. Snakes have no legs. A pet snake lives in a glass cage. The cage needs to be warm. A snake likes to feel safe. It hides in its cage. A pet snake needs a water bowl. It drinks the water. It lies in the water too. Snakes eat other animals. They eat mice and rats. A snake uses its tongue to smell. It works like a nose. People can hold pet snakes. They have to be very careful. Chapter 1, Tearing Free. Rip, rip. A small, soft snake egg rips open. Out pokes a tiny head. A sharp egg tooth helps the snakelet tear free. The snakelet slowly slithers out. It uncurls its long body for the first time. This is just one step in the snake's incredible life cycle. Most snakes hatch from eggs. The mother finds a warm, dark, and damp spot. She then lays her eggs on the ground or in a nest. She leaves her clutch of eggs. They will hatch on their own. But other snakes stay to protect their eggs. Some warm their eggs too. Pythons curl around their eggs. They brood until the eggs hatch. Did you know? A corn snake lays 10 to 30 eggs in one clutch, but a Burmese python lays up to 100 eggs in one clutch. There are around 3,000 different kinds of snakes. Most of these reptiles lay eggs, but some give birth to live snakelets. The embryos grow in eggs, but the eggs hatch inside the mother. Then the snakelets emerge. Hunting. A snakelet can take care of itself right away. It flicks out its forked tongue. Why? It uses its tongue to smell the air. This hungry baby is searching for food. It slithers across the ground. What does it smell? Baby mice or frog eggs. Insects and earthworms make good meals too. Snakes are carnivores. This growing snakelet needs to eat so it can grow. Snakes become expert hunters, but not all snakes hunt the same way. For example, vipers and cobras have venom. It comes out of their sharp fangs. The fangs sink into prey. The venom shoots into the animal. It paralyzes the meal. Did you know? Snake teeth are not designed to chew. So snakes swallow their prey whole. Their jaws can open wider than their bodies. But boas and other snakes don't have venom. They strike prey with their fangs. Then they wrap their big, strong bodies around the animal. They constrict to kill. Then they swallow their meal. Did you know? Green anacondas are some of the world's biggest snakes. They constrict their prey, which can also be very large. These snakes can swallow cows whole. Chapter 3, Shedding and Mating. Scales cover a snake's body like armor. They protect the baby snake. But to grow, the snake has to shed a layer of its skin. It rubs its head on a rock. This splits the skin. The snake rolls its old skin off in one long piece. As a snake sheds, it grows. In a few years, it will be an adult. Adult snakes in different areas mate at different times. Snakes are cold-blooded. They depend on sunlight and warm temperatures to keep warm. Because of this, snakes in colder areas mate in early spring, so that snakelets are born in warmer months. Snakes that live in tropical areas can mate year-round. Why? Because it is always warm. Take a look. Each snake goes through a life cycle. It has 3 stages. Some male snakes fight to win a female. Others swarm. They all wrap themselves around the female. After she picks one and they mate, the eggs begin to form inside her body. The cycle begins again. Glossary. Brood. To sit on eggs to make them hatch. Carnivores. Animals that eat each other animals as food. Clutch. A group of eggs laid together. Cold-blooded. Having a body temperature that changes according to the surrounding temperature. Constrict. To squeeze tightly. Egg tooth. The small, sharp tooth on a snakelet's upper lip that is used to tear open the egg. Embryos. Animals in the earliest stage of their life cycle. Hatch. To break out of an egg. Mate. When a male and female animal come together to make babies. Prey. An animal that is hunted by another animal for food. Reptiles. Cold-blooded animals that crawl or move on their bellies or on short, small legs. Snakelet. A newborn snake. Stages. Steps or periods of development. Venom. A poison a snake injects into its prey. Creepy but Cool Snakes by Julie K. Lundren. Secret Snakes. More than 2,600 kinds of snakes live on Earth. The largest include the green anaconda of South America and the reticulated python. Most snakes live on land, but a few swim the seas. Green anacondas are the heaviest snakes in the world. Creepy but cool close up. Snake skin is dry and scaly, not slimy. Like other reptiles, snakes have scales and use their surroundings to change their body temperature. They warm up in the sun or cool down in the shade. Southern Pacific rattlesnake. Snakes have different colors and patterns. Some use camouflage, others wear bright stripes. The coral snake's red, black, and yellow stripes act as a warning. Tree snakes may match the green leaves. Slithering and Wriggling. Snakes use their muscles and scales to wriggle in a serpentine motion to the side or like a caterpillar. Side-winding adder. Creepy or cool. Why are snakes so flexible? They have a long spine and several hundred ribs. Fangs or squeezes. All snakes are carnivores. They may hunt rodents, frogs, insects, birds, eggs, or other reptiles. Snakes swallow their prey whole. Some snakes kill with a quick bite containing venom. Most snakes are harmless to people. Anti-venom cures snake bites from certain venomous snakes. Fangs inject venom. Constrictors hug so tightly the victim cannot breathe and its heart cannot beat. Pythons coil and squeeze to kill their prey. Super snake senses. Snakes can smell and taste the air and track prey with their tongues. Their jaw bones can feel vibrations from something walking nearby. Green rat snake. Creepy or cool. Pit vipers have special body parts that detect heat, allowing them to hunt in darkness. The holes between the vipers. Snake life cycle. Most snakes lay eggs. When they hatch, baby snakes look like tiny adult snakes. Garter snakes are one kind of snake that do not lay eggs. They give birth to live young. Growing snakes molt several times. They shed their too tight skin, revealing a new, larger skin. Adults molt to replace old, worn skin. Snakes may live 10 to 20 years. These silent predators help people by eating insects, rats, and mice. So do you think snakes are creepy or cool? Red rat snakes help control rodents. Name that snake. Match each snake below with the correct photo. Green rat snake, coral snake, garter snake, green anaconda, Southern Pacific rattlesnake. Glossary. Camouflage. Camouflage. Coloring or shape that allows an animal to blend in with its surroundings. Carnivore. Animals that catch and eat other animals. Constrictors. Snakes that kill by coiling around prey and squeezing to death. Molt. Shed skin or outer covering so the animal can grow. Predators. Animals that hunt other animals. Prey. Animals that other animals hunt for food. Reptiles. Cold-blooded animals that are covered in scales. Most reptiles lay eggs. Serpentine, curved in the shape of a letter S. A rubbing, scrubbing snake. "Whew!" Katy cried. "Look at that snake. What's wrong with it?" Katy and her classmates were visiting the reptile house at the zoo. Katy was staring at one of the snakes. It was in an enormous glass box with lots of rocks and plants. The snake kept scrubbing its head against a rock. Katy thought the snake was just scratching, but suddenly something strange happened. To Katy, it looked like plastic was peeling from the snake's head. A zoo worker came over to Katy. "The snake is just fine," she said. "It's shedding its skin. Snakes do this from time to time." Katy kept watching. The snake would rest a little while, then it would scrub against something. Rest and scrub, rest and scrub. The zoo worker called the whole class over. "Today our snake is doing something interesting. Let me tell you about it." Ask questions. Visit a zoo or park that has reptile displays. Ask if any other reptiles shed their skins. Bye-bye skin. The zoo worker began to explain. The snake is peeling off a layer of skin. This is called molting. Scientists also call it ecdysis. Only the outermost layer of skin comes off. Katy kept watching. The zoo worker continued. Before molting, the skin gets loose. Then molting begins. It starts at the head. The snake rubs its face against something rough. Then the skin begins to split. The zoo worker said the skin peels back when the snake moves forward. Usually the skin comes off in one big piece, she said. Molting usually takes about half an hour. After molting, the snake's color is brighter. Its eyes become clear again, too. Katy was amazed at everything she heard, but she wanted to know more. She wondered why skates molt. Maybe she could learn more at her school's library. "Look, shed skins like this one are always wrong side out. Why do you think this is?" A Life of Shedding. Katy began to read. Soon she found the answer to her question. She learned that snakes keep growing their whole lives, but the outer layer of skin does not grow. For a snake to get bigger, the old skin has to come off. This is why snakes shed. As babies, snakes grow very quickly. They shed quite often, but as they get older, growth slows down. Adults might shed only 2 or 3 times a year. A few days before it molts, the snake produces fluid beneath its old skin. The fluid helps the skin to peel off. A healthy snake sheds its skin in one piece. If a snake is sick, the skin comes off in pieces. If its environment is too dry, it pulls off in shreds. A snake with skin problems will not shed properly either. Snakes do not have eyelids. Instead, the eyes are covered by special scales. These are clear scales that form caps over the eyes. Before a molt, fluid fills the eye caps. The fluid makes the eyes look cloudy and makes it difficult for the snake to see. The snake is a bit helpless at this time. It may hide out until molting is over. Make a guess. Snake owners often watch for their snakes to molt. Then they spray water into their cages. Why would they do that? Yummy, yummy skin. Snakes are not alone in shedding their skins. Frogs and lizards also shed. Often, frogs will twist and squirm around first. This helps to loosen up the skin. After they shed, they eat the old skin. This way, they recycle nutrients back into their bodies. Insects and spiders also molt. A cicada splits its shell down the back. The insect climbs out, leaving its old skin behind. Humans also shed their skin. Usually the pieces are so small that you don't notice. But your skin may come off in bigger pieces after you've been sunburned. Many zoos have great snake displays. State and national parks often keep snakes too. Some zoo workers and park rangers are snake experts. They know which snake species live in the area. They can tell you what the snakes eat. They might even have shed skins that you can touch and hold. Now that you understand why snakes shed their skin, you might not say you if you see it happen. Think about it. The snake seems nervous before and during a molt. It becomes more ready to strike. Snake owners try not to handle their pets at this time. Why do you think snakes act this way? Like snakes, lizards also shed their skin, but unlike snakes, most lizards have eyelids. Some lizards prepare for ecdysis by doing a strange thing. They puff their eyes way out. Why would they do such a thing? Shedding always starts at the snake's head, but what if it began at the tip of the tail? Would that cause problems for the snake?